Welcome back to Ironpaper Investigates, where we run real marketing experiments and share what the data actually says. Today's investigation: what do you do when the budget gets cut, the org restructures, but marketing still has to perform? My guest is Flynn, an account director here at Ironpaper. Spencer just led a reset moment for a global energy company's marketing program under exactly those conditions. And he came out the other side with a 160% increase in closed won revenue and 1.4 billion with a B in new opportunity pipeline. And before we wrap, Spencer's going to give you one question to bring to your marketing leader this week, something you can act on before next Monday's morning meeting. So stick around. Spencer, welcome.
Excited to talk about a situation that I think a lot of marketers are dealing with right now.
Here's what stands out to me about this engagement. The org was active, running events, partnerships, digital programs, but the results weren't compounding the way they should have been. And instead of doing more, your strategic reset aimed at doing less. So Spencer, walk me through that decision. What told you that reducing the marketing program was the right move?
Yeah, Ian. I mean, I think the first thing that brought this on is a budget cut, right? Which is something that we see a lot. With a budget cut, we have to have less activity. That's just where you end up. Second, with the organization doing a full restructure, we needed to find efficiency because nobody restructures and takes responsibilities away from people. It's always a way to give some more work to someone, right? So we couldn't rely on the client team here. We needed to be able to bring that efficiency to them as the agency. And then the last one that really helped us understand what the right move was is that we had years of data. We've been working with this client for a very long time and have built a really robust data set. So very little of what we do is a guess. We can go back to the data and say, we know this is going to work and this is why. We're going from a full set of 14 golf clubs down to 2 or 3. And you need to use that data to make sure those are the right 2 or 3, because those are what you're going to be sticking with for, in this case, the rest of the year. That was actually kind of freeing because what happens then is you go, okay, I've got these 3 proven avenues to make an impact for my business, and I get to spend the rest of this year getting even better at those. So you're taking something that was already great, cutting out all the static because the data tells you can and you will, if anything, be better at the end of the year. And then you just get to iterate on it for the rest of that time.
It's funny, there's one way to hear this is constrained, but I think what you actually found was a sense of clarity, and that probably is really what ended up unlocking the program for you. Spencer, B is always a big number, can be intimidating, it's big. It's not for every organization, every one of our clients, but it's real and it's serious. Doing that with a limited set of golf clubs is challenging. Do you want to unpack a little bit about how you reached, I think, a very, very serious watermark with what we think is kind of constrained and limited tools?
A lot of the activity that was happening was top of funnel. It's launch campaigns, do this new initiative, get some new emails and names through the door and pump up that CRM. But when we looked at what drove revenue, it was the re-engagement, the nurturing, the continuing of a relationship. And that was the big shift. We continue to fill the top of the pipeline. You can't stop that, or else a year, 2 years from now, depending on your sales cycle, it falls off a cliff. But where we focused our energy on was the harder problem, which is getting that person who maybe comes in as a lead or a contact and moving them to the point where they need to speak to sales. That's how I think we hit that number, the $1 billion mark, despite having less activity overall.
Yeah. I mean, what you're really talking about is something that a lot of marketers look away from. They assume sales got it. Maybe it falls in between marketing and sales. Is that bottom of the funnel? You can really obsess over the top of the funnel. And it sounds like where y'all extracted a lot of value was deeper in that customer journey.
They are a very big brand. People know it. I can get people to fill out a first form. It's a lot harder to get them in a sales conversation.
All right. As promised, I want you to have something actionable before we close. Spencer, someone's watching this right now and suspect that their marketing team is stuck in the same activity trap. What's the one question they should bring to their marketing leader this week?
Every single time that question should be, what happens to our revenue if we stop doing this? Organizations have years and years and years of things that they do, and you're always adding, very rarely taking away. And if you just start asking that question, not what happens to our team, not what happens to the person who really loves that, what happens to our bottom line, what happens to our revenue, that's going to put you on the path to make sure you're doing the things that make an impact, and you get rid of some of those ones that maybe don't need to be around anymore.
Spencer, thank you so much for sharing with us. Real work, real numbers. This is exactly what Ironpaper Investigates is built around. We're going to link Spencer's case study in the show notes. I'm Ian. This is Ironpaper Investigates. See you in the next episode.